Oh man, guys, we've just, as you can see,
Yes.
you guys have one too. Finished the Spartan Super, Austin, Texas. You guys haven't seen the video yet. It's posted on our YouTube channel. I have a GoPro on. You see Pedro and Jonathan
that died
in front of me. I'm telling you, it was the first time.
I just remember he said, "I'm gonna shut it off now so I can save it for the end."
And never turned it on again.
I didn't realize that battery died.
Never turned it on. I'm just gonna save it. Hold on.
That's the first time I ever wore a GoPro like that. You know, I mean, it was fun. It was interesting to see it and watch it. Yeah. Hey, dude, I don't know what you guys do, but now that gave me so much more motivation. Because last time I did a Spartan Super was 2019. Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah,
and so it's, you know, dealing with the baby and all that, COVID, and all that stuff. So coming back and doing my Spartan race like I used to, that just gave me so much more motivation.
Oh, no doubt.
And now I use that video, you know, and I watch it on the treadmill. So if you guys haven't seen it, it's on our YouTube channel, it's Spartan Super. Go on the treadmill, just put it right there and just run with it. Has some badass music in the background, and it feels like you're running with us. And actually, it kind of tricks your brain.
Or running past us, one or the other.
That you're running with us and doing the Spartan Super, at least the first 12.
Yeah.
I mean, we had to cut that down to what? Almost from, it was about 2 hours footage.
Yeah.
We had to cut that down to 2 minutes to 20
That's an hour and a half, I think.
An hour and a half. Yeah, we had to cut that down. But I mean, I still remember, obviously I still watch it to work out. You guys kicked ass. You guys both kicked ass.
Yeah, that was fun.
Seriously. No, man, you kicked ass too, bro.
Here.
That was
you
fun.
kicked ass too, man. I mean, for the first time you guys done this, what'd you guys think?
It was amazing. So it wasn't what I expected.
Me either.
So and the weird thing, I guess, because it just kind of, I never really paid too much attention to the ads or any of that other stuff. But you know, I guess the ads got me. I never really watched any videos. So to me, I was thinking, bunch of meatheads out there, just you know, going through it. It's not what it's about. I mean, it's really not. I mean, we saw the old man with, you know, his kid,
man.
With the,
his kid, grandkid, whatever it was, and they weren't, you know, all super built or
they passed
anything.
us a couple times.
Yeah.
and I mean, they were just going, and it was just, I mean, to see that bond between them two. And the whole thing for them, it was just they were going to complete it, right? And watching, I mean, you know, the dude with the one leg
with the still leg.
You see him in the video. If you watch the video, you'll see about 4 guys in military uniforms. One of them wearing a gas mask, and if you look closely in the video, you'll see that guy just with a metal leg. You know,
and to me, and it's again, they were just going through it. They weren't you know, rushing or trying to beat a time. They were just completing it, and it was a group.
There was no beating your chest out there.
Right.
You were just...
Right. And it was a team.
You were fighting
this
something.
Team. Yes.
A lot of camaraderie.
Yeah. And like the dude that we saw that kept busting himself, and every time we come up to him, he's holding on to some kind of body part, struggling, and his friends looking at him and like, you know, kind of cheering him on, and he gets back up to do it again. And it's just like, wow, that's freaking amazing, man. I mean, and that's what I got out of it. It's not about just, I want to go there and I mean, you can. I mean, that's, you know, you can. If you want to go as fast you can, you know, try to complete everything, you know, amazing times, whatever, or go out with a bunch of people who, you know, you just want to get off the couch, you know, and you want to do something, you want to complete something. You want to have a goal to go do. And that's pretty much what this turned out for me.
Yeah.
I mean, because again, I was sitting, you know, basically sitting on a couch with you guys, and you called me out, right? I mean, you know, and I was just like, you know, that's something I can do. So, I mean, I worked out harder, you know, I trained, I watched videos, I tried to learn as much as I could. So when I got there, I was able to do, you know, I did most of every freaking one we could do.
And you did it very well.
Dude,
You're damn good at it.
You did.
Thank you.
I mean, seriously, dude, I watched that video, like I said, when I'm on the treadmill. You look like Spider-Man out there, bro. I'm just
the biggest takeaway from that whole day was, damn, Jonathan went hard.
Yeah,
I tried, man.
You did, yeah.
And that's it. And it motivated me. It motivated me more to want to do again. I want to do the beast.
So are we serious?
Yeah, we're serious. Yeah.
Oh, no doubt. My only thing, my only way I won't be able to do it is if my wife says, "Okay, you can do it." We're gonna have the baby. Baby's in September. Sometime in September, I guess. Maybe sooner. And it's in, we're going to do the one, I want to do the one in Dallas, and that's in the 20th or 19th or something.
Yeah.
October.
In October. And as long as baby comes out great, wife, I mean, I got, you know, 3 other kids, 2 little ones at the house, plus going to be the baby. you know, if all goes well, I'm going to do the free.
Yep.
I'm going to train like I'm going to do the beast, and I'm going to try to go do the beast. And the only thing that'll hold me back is that.
And
So tell us about your training. What is your training?
What do you do?
Okay, so my whole thing was, you know, one, I wanted to get obviously in shape, and
Besides being bitten by a radioactive spider.
right. so the first thing first was, I'm not going to be able to make it. I was too out of shape to even just run 6 miles, right? So I had to make sure I can go 6 miles. So, and again, I have bad knees. If I run down the road, you know, if I do it every day or even a couple times, my knees get bruised. It wasn't going to be an option. I just had surgery on my knee, last November. So, so I knew, even when I did anything, it started bruising on the inside of it. So I was like, okay, well, because when I first started training, I was like, go run. Okay, well, that didn't work. I couldn't walk right for like 2 weeks. It was too bruised. So I went straight back to what I know is the bike, right?
Right.
And so I was just doing the stationary, and then I would do, you know, outside, but mainly at work, I'd do the stationary. So, and every time I did the stationary, I'd do it. To be honest, it was only 20 to 30 minutes, but it was 20 to 30 minutes of hard. So I found me some good routines where basically I left puddles every freaking time I got off. It's not it. I mean, I was drenched, and doing that just, you know, at least 3 times a week, and then hitting the bike if I could some other time. But I also hit the weights, but it wasn't like, oh, I'm going to go spend an hour, 2 hours in the thing. I literally had an hour to work out, and half of it was towards stationary, right? And doing that, I mean, the weight started coming off of me. I just started feeling stronger, just generally, you know, because I'm doing the weights as well. But at home, you know, planks, push-ups, sit-ups, dips on the counter, you know, leg lifts on the counter. You know, then
Amazing, man.
Oh yeah,
It's
dude,
amazing.
I mean, if I'm cooking dinner, sitting there, you know, cooking dinner, I mean, it's not like, okay, I'm going to go over here and work out for whatever. I'm cooking dinner. I'm going to do some dips while I'm sitting here waiting for something.
Right.
No doubt.
Why not?
That's
Why
awesome,
not?
dude.
And
That's
then again,
awesome.
I had that, you know, I had a pull-up bar, and that was in and out of my office. So if I, you know, I go over there, and I'm not like, oh, I'm going to do 100 of them, because I can't do 100 now if I wanted to. But you know, I'd go over there and do
something.
I'd do some pull-ups when I went in. Did some pull-ups when I went out. I did, you know, just holding myself there just to make sure, because I mean, you know, as you guys can tell, you're doing a lot of holding yourself on the Spartan, right?
Yep.
Which again, I just by some of the videos I watched, that's what I was kind of learning. And I was impressed with myself that I was actually able to do because I was, I didn't think I was going to be able to. Because I mean, I know what kind of shape I was when you guys called me out, and I was like, I can't.
So
I was like, yeah, I can, but
how much weight did you lose to get to there?
So I only lost. Well, that's the thing. I lost real quick. Probably the first. Not real quick. I guess 2 months. About 10 pounds.
Okay.
I'm probably around 13 pounds, but it kept on. Muscle started coming up, so it was like, you know, I could see the fat coming off. So, and now the muscle started riding in there.
Right.
So I'm kind of sitting right around that part, but I mean, I feel tons better.
That's amazing,
Just
dude.
physically tons better.
Yep.
My wife is, you know, she good with it all too.
Strong like bull.
Strong like bull, baby. Strong like bull, no doubt. It's just helped. I mean, because so anybody that's actually out there who wants to do it, I mean, get a group of guys or freaking join us in Dallas. I mean, because
you hear that, guys? So we're doing a Spartan Beast in Dallas in what, October?
October.
Spartan Beast in Dallas. So if you guys want to join us, our email is in our description. Let us know. Email us. We'll put a team together. And it's all about teamwork.
Yeah.
Eric Delgado, you commented on our post on YouTube. Come join us.
Come join
us.
For real though.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, and it is teamwork. That was what I learned too. So I mean, you know, like
you guys were pushing me over the wall. We were pushing everybody over the wall.
And
that's what kind of like caught me off guard. You know, my most comparable thing to this was a half marathon, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And you just put your headphones in, and it's you versus the ground.
Right.
Make it. So when we got to a couple of things that, like, you know, I just could not physically do, and I'm like, y'all started saying, you know, we'll give you a boost. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I didn't even know that was an option. Like, I thought it was either you can, you know, go up this wall or you couldn't, period. So, I mean, it was a great takeaway for me.
Yeah, that was really awesome. It really was. The teamwork aspect of it was really, I mean, just team building. If you want to do it with a bunch of guys, bunch of friends, and just, it's not about, you know, who's going to finish fastest.
No.
It's about completing it. You know, and that's why I was just like, okay, I do want it now. The beast is, a little bit longer than the super, which is what's a half marathon run at 30 obstacles. And I have no experience on it, but other than the videos I watched, and it looks like it's going to be a lot harder.
Yeah.
So then let me ask you a question. So since we're you're taking this newfound fitness journey, right?
Yeah.
These obstacles, these whatever. What do you think about running a half marathon with me in January? That goes for you too.
I'm down, bro. I'm down to do it.
Again,
I'll be limping over that finish line, but I'm down to do it.
One of the things I was doing because of my knees was I kept on trying to strengthen my knees, right? Because I want to I do want to be able to do it. And I was really worried with the Spartan if I was going to be able to, how I was going to feel afterwards. My legs, I was good.
So you think the KYKT
maybe
really help?
The KT tape, yeah, maybe, I don't know. All I know is for the almost next week, the things that hurt me the worst was all upper body. My legs were
watching you climb that shit. I'd understand why. I'd understand why.
Well, I mean, too. I mean, holding the sandbags, holding the bucket of rocks, for a long period of time. If you're not used to the upper body, and it's funny because, like you were saying, I was struggling with the cardio.
Right.
I was struggling running to keep up with you guys.
Right.
When the upper body stuff came, I was like, oh, I can do this for
that's
miles,
the thing. So the bucket was easy to me because, again, it was short, and the sandbags was easy because to me it was short. I could see an end, right? I mean, on those you go, I know where I'm going, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not that far. That's not going to be the case with the beast.
No.
So I think the most where the upper body killed me was pulling myself up over everything, the wall stuff, because you're using all kinds of funky things. That I thought the monkey bars were going to give me the hardest thing. The hardest thing on that one is grip.
What do you recommend on that?
That liquid chalk. Right. Yep. Yeah. That was that one dude had it out there, and I felt like I was cheating. I'm not even lying. When I grabbed it, because when you grab those bars and your hands are all sweaty, you're so nervous that, it's like, okay, I want to make sure my next hand goes and it doesn't slip, because he slips like fudge. I can start all over, right?
Yep. That just makes the obstacle like two obstacles in one. You're just trying to hang on when it's already a challenge.
Right. So again, I there's people who do gloves, but the liquid chalk, I think, is the way I want to go. Just because I don't know if I want to go with the glove thing. I've heard, get wet and then you have issues, or you have to, take them on and off. And, I think that liquid chalk would just feel a lot easier.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's not cheating because, I mean, you're wet. You're sweating.
It's not cheating. Spartans.com sells it.
It's not a cheat per se, but it made it
so much easier for me. Felt like he was cheating.
Yep.
Right, exactly.
For him, because I didn't do it.
Well, no, I mean, I was surprised.
He did it.
I did it, but that was the only reason why. If you guys see in the video, we're literally pouring this like liquid.
Oh yeah.
Chalk
We had that one on the video
in the backpack, and I kept trying to do the monkey bars before that, dude. My hands were so wet and slippery from sweat, from water. It just kept slipping. And you see the other guys, bigger guys, more fitness guys than us, kept slipping. But the minute we put that liquid chalk, I felt like a glue to those monkey bars. Yeah. Where I'm like, I had just a better grip, everything.
So like a cheat.
I don't know. I mean,
it's not a cheat. That's what that's what you do.
Right. But it's like you had to. I felt like I had to do that. And then so
right. So that's definitely what you need to have if you're going out there. Make sure you get some liquid chalk. Yeah. It's just squirt it on your hands, rub your hands, and hop up there and go down.
I didn't get an answer.
What? Okay. Yes, I do actually want to try it. And my whole thing is how will my knees hold? And again, after the Spartan, my knees didn't hurt at all, but it's not a constant pounding. I do want to test it. So I actually wouldn't mind doing it. We can do a half marathon Spartan. I think we can do it on pavement. We'll see. I do want to do it with you though. If my knees will hold, I do want to do it, because physically I think I'm not there yet. I will be there.
January.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, for sure.
Well, let me know. I mean,
because I'm not slowing down, and I would love to do it out there with you guys. Yeah,
I'm down. Hell yeah,
no doubt.
I mean, because my first experience, like I felt like I was thrown in there with a lot of people. A lot of people during the marathon, half marathon, they're like not in the groups, but they had at least a running partner, right? They had someone they were with. There were a few that didn't, but like I'm like, okay, this is my first one. I'm out here alone. My mother-in-law was going to do it, but she had a surgery right before, so she wasn't able to do it. She had done it the year before, but I was like, okay, I'm out here like doing this by myself, and it made it a little more difficult because you're motivating just you, like all you,
for sure.
Right.
So I'm just running out there with us again. I mean, I think it'd be great.
I mean, Jonathan shared his opinion on the Spartan Beast. I mean, the Spartan Super. How'd you How'd you feel about it? I mean, being this first time, I mean, what did you learn from it? Things that, you know, you take for the future?
My biggest takeaway is I underestimated it.
Okay.
100%. Like, my thought was, this was my exact thought. I just ran the half marathon in January. We're running half of that distance. Like, I'm not even worried about it. I work out every day as far as, you know, weights go, just maintaining what I like. I'm not even worried about this thing. I went out there in some shoes that I cut the grass in. Like,
no doubt. Yeah.
I was underprepared to the fullest. And as you may know, biggest part of my life, I wing it.
You wing it.
Like, that's me.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, it's unapologetically me. Like, that's just me.
That's just who you
I
are.
give my successes and my failures to it.
Yeah.
So it's just take the good with the bad. So that was one of those cases. And that was one of those times I was like, damn, I should have just maybe read one article beforehand. Right.
No doubt.
Like,
right.
because it was funny because I looked at it like, you know, these are beater shoes. These shoes are going to be destroyed when I leave. Right. So I'm like, let me get my worst shoes I have. I got the shoes that are smooth as a baby's bottom.
Yeah, you did.
On the bottom of it.
Look at the video. You know how many times I caught you?
I'm just like, I'm like, there's nothing I can't change this. Like, I'm just sliding, like, you know.
Man.
So one of the biggest things was I wasn't prepared. I took it too lightly, and it wasn't just that. Like, I drank a beer the night before. Like, I was just so unworried about this race.
Right.
And it came back the next day on, you know, mile 4 to 5 when like both thighs were just locked up.
Yep.
I'm like, I did this to myself. I did the half marathon. I never had a cramp. I never had a nothing. I was prepared for it. I came out here and I just completely overlooked what it was going to be. And I am feeling it in both thighs. I'm feeling it trying to breathe. I'm feeling it doing these body weight things that I'm not able to do. Like I, you know, felt I would be able to do. Like, I just went superiorly under prepared.
Yeah.
So that was my biggest takeaway. It was tougher than I thought.
You finished.
You finished.
I did.
You finished.
No,
finished.
I was very disappointed in it. Borderline embarrassed with how it played out, honestly.
You still did good, bro.
But
you still did good. You finished. I mean, how many times we heard
just
medical over
these
the radio?
things, like the cramps in my thighs, like that's preventative.
Right.
The shoes that I was wearing, that was preventative.
Yeah.
Just the things that I could have prevented, I am upset. I was upset with myself about.
Okay, well, we got 5 months to fix that.
So, you know, the thing about it is, but yes, for sure. All of that. Totally agree. But yeah, you were about, I guess, probably 4.5 miles in, almost 5 miles, and you started cramping. That's a long way to go because it wasn't like you were barely cramping.
No.
You were hurting. And you were just hurting to stand. You're hurting to walk. You're hurting everything. And you still went another mile and a half and finished it.
Yep.
And you still went over things when I knew you didn't want to go.
Well, I didn't think it was possible.
Right. And you did. And you,
I'm moving my
completed.
legs just talking about this.
I know. And that was the impressive part because again, like to me at the end, I was good to go. I really was good to go. I didn't leg wise. I mean, I had cotton mouth or whatnot, but I mean, I was not at that point, not really hurt.
You weren't dead.
No, I was still really good to go. But if I was hurting by, 4.5 miles, that's mental at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And you push through that. And I saw that a lot with a lot of people just mentally struggling and still pushing through to try to finish.
I mean,
and I give that to the camaraderie of,
dude.
I wasn't out there alone. We weren't out there alone because there was, it wasn't for the weak minded on some of those obstacles. Just nothing in its own was too hard.
Right.
But you put that right after another over the course of 6 miles, going through this water, going through this like granite slope. Like now we're talking for real. Like it's tough.
You're using your whole body. You're not just like the marathon. You're just running.
Right.
You're using your whole body from physical upper body strength to lower physical body strength to cardio. You're using your whole body. So by the time you were, like you said, mile 5 or 6, you're beat. But you're not done yet. You still got a whole nother 10 obstacles to go. Yeah. And you can't even lift your body's done. You can't even lift yourself up a wall. Yeah. That if your body wasn't fine, you'd be like, I could do this in 2 seconds.
Right.
And if you watch the video, you could see the first wall right when the starting line. We were just like, no big deal.
Right.
That last wall.
Now you put that same wall at obstacle 25, and we're rolling over it. Like that's what it was.
Yep.
So it was 29 obstacles.
No.
that we did?
Yeah, so so if you actually look at the actual whole thing, now some of those obstacles were like, okay, but whatever.
Like,
But-
cause that big wall that we crossed, like that wasn't an obstacle, right?
Yeah, you still have to climb it. You know, it's
And then you
big
gotta go
ladder,
back
and you
down
still got to
it?
ladder it. So they call that an obstacle. So
It felt like one.
so there's a total of 29. We did 29 obstacles.
And is that just the course that we were on?
Yes. So
I feel like we chose a tough course. I don't know. I'm just like the one that was in Houston. Where was it at?
Oh man, I forgot where Houston. I know we were talking about that.
Like Conroe, Montgomery? I
No.
don't.
My wife's gonna kill me.
Cat Springs?
Cat Springs.
Cat
Thank
Springs,
you.
that's it.
Cat Springs.
Cat Springs.
Like,
Yep.
I just feel like that terrain couldn't be as tough. That Burnett terrain
Oh, yeah.
was something serious.
Yeah.
It was.
And
It,
was
it was
hot.
dangerous.
It was
serious.
hot.
Like, you could bust a knee and
Yep.
ankle anywhere out there.
The rocks going through that water, and you're like going over boulders, but
Yep.
you don't see them until you hit
Yes.
them. That's like
Yep.
okay.
While you're exhausted a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
That
Well,
was
especially you slipping and sliding
dude,
everywhere.
It was, and those,
that
and
was
the mud and
terrible.
water. I mean,
That was terrible.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it was crazy. I kept trying to catch you. How many times we heard medic
Oh yeah.
on the radio? How many times you saw
Yeah.
a guy on a stretcher?
Yeah.
We saw a guy literally just pass out right there. Like,
Yeah.
this wasn't for a beginner. This is not for someone that you don't ever work out and you're like, I'm
No.
gonna do Spartan Super.
No.
You need to train and prep for this.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, it was.
that was my biggest takeaway. I worked out, but I did not prep for that at all.
It's kind of
at
tough to prep for it unless you have those type of.
I
Things
just
in
feel
your
like we had to have gone and done that one just to know what we're talking
For
about.
sure.
Because outside of that, my mind was, it's nothing. We'll do it, no problem. But now I'm like, okay, if we're gonna do the beast next, like
Yep.
it's gonna be something serious, and you
Right.
got to take it a little more
Serious.
Yep.
than I did.
Like climbing that rope. I had no idea how to climb a freaking
Dude,
rope.
I was
watched you. I
dude,
watched
I was
you
watching you,
wrap
bro.
it and do your foot.
I was trying. That wasn't holding me for crap. I'm like, I know there's a technique here. I'm trying, but at that
I was
point, it was
impressed, bro.
all upper body, and I'm going, this is not the way to do it right.
So we all get back. We get done. We all get back to the Airbnb in Austin. We had a nice Airbnb. Dude, thank you for picking that one out. That
Yeah,
was
yeah, for
beautiful.
sure.
Nice little pier,
Yeah.
fishing lake, right
Yeah.
there, right in front of us. It was
Yeah.
amazing. We were completely muddy.
Yeah.
Jump in the lake to get cooled down.
Oh, that was nice.
And I remember when we all sat there.
If y'all, we didn't even get that far. I remember jumping in the lake and I grabbed on the rope and I was dead weight.
once you hit the bottom, there was no
You drowned, dude.
there was no upswing in that. It was just it's like okay.
When I took
People
that
commented
downward,
on my
I just didn't
Instagram on
stop.
that.
I didn't stop. It just went down.
You know how many people comment on my Instagram, asked if that was real, if you did that purposely or it was a joke?
And then I
Oh,
started.
did you post that?
Yes, he did. Ariel told me, he was like, your boy Jason did you bad.
I didn't know that.
I started swimming back
Oh,
and
man.
just trying to swim back, both
dude, we're
thighs
sore.
cramping. I
We're
said,
sore,
oh my
dude.
God.
By the
Yeah.
time we sat down having a drink, dude, it was, I couldn't even get up, dude. I
that was
couldn't get
nice.
up. For me though, man, it was, like I said, cardio I need to work on. Upper body, I felt fine. The liquid shock, I feel like that will help next time. But after 4 or 5 miles,
Yeah.
that's when my right foot with my surgeries and everything I've been through started cramping up.
Yeah.
And that's when it got so bad where the times we were climbing over the wall where you have to move your foot at that angle, right when I did that, there was a time where I couldn't move it at all.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and you heard me, I was talking to myself. I was like, I kept saying F you, F you, F you. Like I was telling my disability to F you pretty much. And I'm going to keep going.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep going. And there was a few obstacles I couldn't do, and I tried and just couldn't do them, but in my head, I'm like, okay, I can't do these ones. I'm going to do them again next time. You know what I mean? But like you said, we finished.
Oh yeah.
We didn't stop. We didn't give up. We finished. We could have easily just called down paramedics or medical and say, okay, I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
They cart you off and that's it. And there was a few times I'm sure me and you were like, fuck man, that golf cart looks nice right now,
When my thighs
Yep.
were doing these sort of things, I said, oh man.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
we're just like, you just kept talking to yourself and kept motivating yourself and going, F you. Nope, that's not going to happen.
Yep.
I'm not going to do that.